Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is RJ here, back today with another movie review. And today I reviewed Ice Cream Man. Anyway, I got some thoughts on that, so stick around, subscribe if you're new. Let's jump right into it. So, before we get into it, Ice Cream Man, it's an Eli Roth movie. It's basically a Carnage Candy style, kids axing up their parents sort of movie. Think of Weapons at the end of the movie, but for the entire movie. So the premise alone had me interested. It didn't get played in a lot of theaters because it's rated NR. It's not even rated R. It's rated NR. They couldn't get it down to an R rating. They didn't really try to be honest. That being said, I watched the whole movie and it was all right. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. A lot of people are shitting on this movie right now because of AI and stuff in the film, and we will discuss that. I'm going to go ahead and spoil this movie, and I'm going to go ahead and give my negatives first before we get into the positives. So, on the negative side of things, I found the movie to, even though it's a very short movie, I found that the first half somehow found a way to drag a little bit here and there, which surprised me. I found some of the acting to be a little cringe and corny, but I kind of like that anyway. There's movies in the past that I've liked from Blumhouse before and stuff like that where the acting isn't always the greatest, and I typically rate them much higher than what the critics do rate them. So, I mean, that's a huge negative. Another negative here is, well, one of the plot points involves the fact that the kids are given ice cream and then they go on a killing spree and kill their parents. Now you find out that the parents, when they were children, they lied under oath about a priest that did something to them. But they lied that the ice cream man did it. They were directed by their parents. So basically the kids' grandparents are really at fault. So, I don't know why any of them aren't really in the movie. It's really the kids killing their parents, not their grandparents, who are actually the ones responsible for putting the ice cream man away. Also, doesn't always make total sense because if the ice cream man is so innocent, and he was such an innocent man, why would he make the deal with essentially the devil to begin with? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense in that regard. But if you could put all that aside, that and some of the horrible AI and CGI involved in the movie, there's a good movie here. So I want to get to my positives. So first of all, the first positive is obvious as hell. This is Carnage Candy. There's a lot of great kills in this movie. There's a lot of memorable kills in this movie. This movie is what Weapons should have been. And Weapons was not. And a lot of people like Weapons a lot and hate this movie. And I don't. I'm definitely in the minority opinion there. Because the plot was a lot more straightforward than Weapons was. Weapons was a very convoluted plot. The Ice Cream Man itself was an interesting villain. I enjoyed his look. I think had the movie went more popular, maybe there would spawn a franchise out of this. But I seriously doubt that now. And as far as like the story goes, a lot of people poo-pooed this story when I saw their reviews. But when I watched the movie, I found myself rooting for the kids that were trying to escape. And found myself caring a little bit about what the characters were actually doing. And then there was this huge plot twist where the priest they talked to actually was the necromancer. And it actually has an evil ending. Which you guys know, I love movies that have evil endings because you don't see them very often. You don't see bad endings or evil endings very often. You see always, usually the good endings, right? And so I like some stuff that's different and unique. And so I tended to gravitate to this movie. Also, I did enjoy the colorful city or town. The dialogue between characters were funny, in my opinion. There were some scenes that were hilarious, like the guy that axed somebody that was riding a scooter. There was definitely, to me, there was some humor there that harkens back to my childhood in the 90s as well, which I appreciated. So there was nothing like woke in this movie. There was nothing to me that looked like, hey, this is like forced DEI, or this is any sort of like, hey, we got to worry about audience expectations. Obviously, they didn't care. They just put it out and was not rated. Now, in my opinion, it's not Eli Roth's best movie. I think his best movie is Hostel. And to me, what a lot of people are talking about is a lot of this is like Hostel, but when it comes to an ice cream man and an ice cream truck, not a brothel. And so I actually see the direct correlation here. Now, I hated Eli Roth's last movie he was involved with, which was Borderlands, obviously. This is miles better than that. But then again, me taking a shit in a toilet is better than Borderlands live action, in my opinion. But yeah, I really appreciate that this movie did not care what the critics said. It just did what it was going to do. BN not rated. Even if it used the AI, even if it used the CGI we don't like, they did not give a rip. And I do appreciate to some degree the independence that Eli Roth showed in this movie. And I think a lot of the story elements are being poo-pooed by people who reviewed this movie and gave it a lower score than it deserved. So like I said, overall, 8 out of 10. Definitely recommend it unless you're of the faint of heart. Anyway, that's going to be it for this review. Thanks for watching. This is RJ signing out. Have a good one.